And guys, we are live. I'm Larry and this is Max, and welcome to Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry. So, guys, we have a really good show for you planned tonight. And I apologize again, we came on a little late because both of us have been in talks with a couple of different development teams. One of those teams has reached out to Max and he's been talking with them. And I've been talking to a couple of people right prior to the show. So I was a little late getting the thumbnail ready and getting the broadcast all lined up from a studio standpoint. So we are here now live. We're happy that you have joined us. We have a lot to talk about. The market has recovered. We're going to talk a little bit about a lot of different projects. We'll also talk a little bit about Phantom Project. But before we do that, guys, let's say hello to Max. Max, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, guys. Just want to state that Larry's right. We do have a good show going on. When do we do not have a good show going on? Nonetheless, we got quite a few different topics we're going to cover.
All right, so we lost Max. So Max had messaged me prior to the show. He is having some internet trouble again, and I am having some issues as well. So we'll be having Max back very shortly. But whoever is with us now can take a look at what we've got going on here. Let's jump over to Crypto Bubbles, and Max will be back with us shortly once his internet has reconnected. So, guys, the market is looking really well. For the top 100, there's a lot of green going on here. You can see here that there's a bunch of different things that are in, the positive territory. And I'm going to tell Max, I'm going to see if Max can guess what I sold off. So we're going to bring Max back. All right, so Max has come back with a connection. So I was just telling the audience, Max, and I'm sure you're well aware of it. We didn't get much time to show prep or anything, and we had to do it separately. We haven't been able to match up, but the market has just been doing wonderful. And we're in the top 100 here right now on Crypto Bubbles, and I do not see one thing that's in the red. Now, let me ask you this. I just purchased something again the other day in the top 100, and I sold off about 95% of it because I wanted to take profits and buy back in. Can you guess which one that I recently bought a couple days ago when it was down and I sold off at a profit?
I mean, I know a couple days ago, you said you bought some more Crow, but for me, it's like Crow's not one in which Crow's one that you want to hold long term.
Yeah, it wasn't
that's
Crow.
That's basically like a financial retirement account, if you will.
Yeah.
Was it really Zilliqa? Really?
Yeah. Only
darn.
because, I hate to be like, this is what I do with some of the top tokens. And I even do this with the community-based tokens and meme coins. It's not that I don't believe in Zilliqa long-term, but I was looking at this thing and I sold off, like I said, about 95% of my position. Once I saw that I was up, or we were up in the last 24 hours, about 29%.
Right.
Because when I bought in, I was just doing really fast math. I don't know how accurate it was, but I know for sure that I was up over 35, probably more like 40% of when I got in. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to grab this as a nice little profit. It's not going to cost me any fee on crypto.com because I'm just going to move it into USDT. And you know what? It's not like I don't believe in the project, because I do, especially after talking to you. I'm just going to buy back in. I still have a small bag. Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, quite a few people do the day trading in regards to that. Me personally, because I'm a firm believer of, for instance, Metopolis, which is one of the many different, I guess you could say, smart contracts or projects they have under the Zilliqa blockchain. For me, that's a long-term hold because I think it's such an awesome project. But nonetheless, you're not alone. Obviously, quite a few different people do that. That was one of the topics I wanted to cover today, along with Larry, was Zilliqa. Just giving us a brief time to reflect on that real quick. If you don't mind pulling up the CMC, we'll get back to Crypto Bubbles and some of the hot topics that Larry wants to cover. But nonetheless,
Yep.
I just want to show everybody the volume in regards to Zilliqa today, because for me, on my watch list, obviously not showing Crypto Bubbles or anything like that. Take a look at this volume. I mean, it's up about, what does that say? It's a little blurry for me coming from your end.
Yeah, it's
about
448%
on the volume.
It's up. The volume is up 446%. So I don't remember seeing that type of increase in volume. I can't tell you the last project I saw that. So that's unbelievable. And I just took advantage of it. I'm like, you know what? This thing is mooning for whatever reason in the last 24 hours. And I'm just going to lock in some profits. And I'm just going to buy back in when it pulls back. But
it's their ecosystem. It's all the smart contracts. They got so much going on, whether it's XCAD, whether it's people getting in because of what they believe in Metropolis. And those are just two projects I'm talking about. Literally, they have like over 100, maybe even 200. I mean, it's just they got a lot going on, and people recognize and so on. But anyway, yeah, 1.2 billion in volume within the last 24 hours. And then on top of that, prior to the Miami event with Zilliqa, I should say with Metropolis, the volume at that time was over 5 billion. You got to keep in mind, especially when I covered on my channel, prior to that big Miami event, we're looking at volume of over 5 billion. Zilliqa during that time was in the top 5 in all crypto for volume. So that's still pretty darn significant to especially see them rebound like this.
It is, and for those of you that are just joining us, welcome. If you're here because you want to hear me talk about Phantom, we do have some things to talk about Phantom. But before we do that, we are going to talk about some other stuff, mainly Zilliqa. I'm so grateful that we talked more about this project in detail the other day on the show, Max, because the next day I think it was the day after we talked about it, I wound up buying in because it was down, made a nice little 35, close to 40% profit. And, I still have a small bag, but I'm going to look to just buy back in. I just threw that money right into USDT, and I'm just waiting to strike again.
Well, I'll state this. I know that you want to cover some hot topics in regards to Phantom and so on. I'm going to cover a big, I should say huge news. Guys, I did 2 big videos today. One in particular was what's going on with Clearpool. By all means, stay tuned for that. Once I see that we have a few more viewers, I definitely want to address that. Some of the biggest news in Clearpool, period. Huge news. We're talking Bloomberg coverage. We're talking big Wall Street financial institutions. You definitely want to stay tuned to that. But if you want to actually cover some of your own hot topics, let's get right into it.
I think I'm going to be a little greedy. I'm going to wait for more people to get in here because I think that people want to hear my take about Phantom, because Phantom, I have some, nice things to say about Phantom. And then I want to talk about their Telegram. So that's not going to be so nice. But I do want to address some things because I haven't been given the platform to talk about it in Telegram. And I hate to, bring it out here, but we're going to get to it in a little while. Let's see if we can get a few more folks in here. Yeah, let's see. Let's go back, let's go back and talk
crypto bubbles again, or
let's go back and talk about crypto bubbles.
Sure.
So this is just a strange market because I turn around every day or every other day, and it just seems like I can't tell the direction of the market. Like, who's been doing consistently well in the last few days, even when things were down, has been Hex. And I regret, I was doing sort of like a swing trade with Hex, and I bought them at 10 cents, and I don't remember exactly what I think I told everyone. I sold off. I don't even remember if it was like, I thought I was a hero selling off at like 12 or 13 cents, whatever it was. It was a small margin, but a good enough profit. And I'm just waiting. I'm being very patient, but I want to get in close to 10 cents again. So I don't know when it's going to pull back, but I do like I do like Hex. And
I'm familiar with Hex. That's actually one that's been on my watch list for a while. Again, it's just, like over 100 different ones on my watch list. It's just narrowing it down, like I always say, to the ones where it's like, well, because at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, I guess we could get into everything, but it's like how much of a bag you want to fill up on certain projects that you realistically see yourself not only supporting, but, doing the short-term play, doing the long-term play. Do you have more than enough long-term plays? Again, for me, I have way too many long-term plays. I do need to do more of the short-term plays. Maybe I do need to do what your approach is, where I have, my big bag of ZIL, right? Mainly for Metropolis. And then I have a separate bag for like what you're doing, Larry, the day trading, swing trading, and so on. So I do like your approach for it. Obviously, you're doing pretty well in regards to that. I might do something like that with Hex, because Hex has been one that I have been watching. I would say I've been watching Hex pretty closely since, I want to say, last August, maybe September, in that area.
Well, I'm a realist, and I understand that this is I'm going to spill the beans a little bit. We were called yesterday a low impact channel by my friends over in the Telegram at Phantom. So I realize that we are a very small platform, but you and I do have connections outside of this channel. And we also, I do talk to other YouTubers and for much bigger platforms now. So we're all colleagues. All the YouTubers are colleagues, whether you've got, 10 subscribers or, 100,000 subscribers. We're all in this together. It's a very small community, even though it looks like it's very big because it's spread out and everyone's all over the place. But word does get around. So I didn't like the way that they framed that we have a low impact channel, because if you compare this channel to some bigger channels, I would guess that there's a lot more money being invested from listening to this channel and the Phantom Project than they realize. So I didn't like that, number one. And number two, the realist part is this: if Richard Hart wants to come on here, he's going to have to wait because he doesn't notice us. Richard Hart, the developer of Hex, is, these guys are doing a great job. But if anyone's out there listening from Hex in the community of Hex, you guys are welcome to come on here and talk. But before we do that, guys, and talk any more about anything else, we'll talk about Phantom and stuff like that. Let me just acknowledge that Andrew right here, and I want to thank Andrew. Andrew has just donated a $100 super chat. He says, "Hello, Max and Larry." Okay, he just.
Oh wow, Andrew, yeah, thank you. That was so nice of you. But why are you saying sorry? What are you sorry for, my friend?
Oh, because he said your name wrong. He said Mac instead of Max.
Oh, it's okay, man. It's all right. Hey, how about this? I do look like the big Maximus, right? So the Maximus. So it's okay, man. The way I look at it is, if I can laugh at myself, that's what counts. But when somebody's obviously bashing me, ill will, that's different. So
this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about CVC, but before I do that, I'm going to tease everybody. I'm going to leave up the super chat. I'm very grateful to Andrew. I had a conversation with him offline over the phone. Anybody's welcome to call me anytime. If they want to reach out to me in Telegram, you can have my phone number. We'll talk. If you want to talk about anything, I don't care if, good, bad, or ugly. If you hate me, you love me, you can talk to me on the phone. I don't care. I don't hide for anyone. I don't censor anything on this platform. But what I do want to talk about is the censorship that is going on in the Telegram of my new favorite project, Phantom Project. Because let me just preface it by saying this. Okay. I did not start any of the nonsense with Phantom Telegram group. They provoked me, and they continue to do so. I've asked them to come on this platform to talk it out and air it out. And they told me that to come into the voice chat. Now, let me preface this a little bit more detail. Okay. I respect and I like guys over at Wealthyverse. They're really nice. You can tell they know a lot about crypto. Shane, Mr. Burt. I like all those guys. We're all, YouTubers together. And I have the utmost respect for them. I like Legal Alien. He's funny. I have respect for him. I like everybody that's covering this project. Teddy Ganja, we've talked before about Phantom, and I won't disclose that private conversation. So I have the utmost respect for everybody. And I have the utmost respect for Riz and also Matt. I think that those guys are good guys from what I'm seeing and what I'm talking to them and looking at them straight in the eye. But I will say this. We're going to talk about the vision of Phantom. So the vision of Phantom is set out by the developers, right? So Phantom wants to be something that is uncensored, right? It's right on their website here. They want to be a uncensored platform right here. The revolution will not be censored. Censored is the word that I want to talk about. So here's what's going on. So if I like the development team, from what I'm seeing, right? If I like the people that are covering the project, the YouTubers I just mentioned, I have no issues with any of them. The problem is that the inmates are running the asylum in Telegram. And the reason why I'm talking about this is an example about how to not run your Telegram. Because of all places, the Telegram group in Phantom should be the most welcoming. They should already practice what it's going to be like if they ever go through and have their social media platform, which I believe that they can. They have a chance. I believe that their chart can turn around. I believe that it's good to get out there and market. And I applaud them for having the AMA today with Teddy Ganja. That was good. I encourage that. But if I'm looking at my phone right now, congratulations to the Telegram group of Phantom, because you are the first project, because I'm new to Telegram, but you're the first project that has ever blocked me on Telegram. It says right here, the admins of this group have restricted you from writing here. It says right on here. But we can put our puppy dogs and our kitty cats and everything else in there. So this group has become toxic because I like that everyone came in here last night and said, look, come on over, Larry, talk to us in Telegram. Now, I did have someone reach out, to be fair, last night to sort of apologize and tell me that they do care about my investment and the investment for the people that follow this channel and the investment that other people make because of other influencers. And then my personal network and Max and stuff like that. And people that know us that have invested. So I don't want to say it was a developer, but it was someone close to the development team. So I was a little bit harsh because I was still agitated because I came back and I wanted to talk, or more so listen to the voice chat, because they invited me and I said, look, I'm not the most tech savvy. I'm just learning how to do this whole thing with StreamYard. I don't completely understand how that all works. And now you're asking me to go on voice chat. Let me just come in another time, or you guys can come in here, meaning last night. So I went over to their Telegram and I noticed that I couldn't get into it. So I'm just wondering, why is it that a few people are being toxic in Telegram because they're telling me that my high suggestion of lighting the fire and saying, look, guys, you need to put money into marketing and hurry up and sign these YouTubers. I'm being told that I'm rushing things. Well, we are rushing things because people's money is on the line. There's $3 million invested, and they're telling me that I'm being impulsive and that's stripper money. And then when I go back in there to listen last night after the show that we had and possibly respond to some of the comments, I'm being blocked. And this is supposed to be uncensored, right? So now it goes beyond that. So it's not just about me. You guys can hate me. I really don't care. I'm here for the people. I'm here for the people that invested in this token, even though I'm no longer invested. I'm trying to make you guys be what you're telling everyone you're going to be, which is an uncensored social media platform for cryptocurrency. So that should extend to your Telegram group, because right now you don't have a social media platform. That's all you have is Twitter, Telegram, Facebook, anything that already exists. So you shouldn't be censoring people. Now, here's where it goes beyond just me, because I've been told in private messages that people went in to explain that I was being misunderstood, that they were saying that my intentions were good and that I was just trying to rally everyone together to get some marketing with the YouTubers and the Twitter people. But apparently their messages that when they were talking about me and some other influencers that were giving them constructive criticism, their messages were being deleted. And I understand that it may not be necessarily the development team, but this is the type of stuff that they need to rein in. The people in the Telegram group, in a lot of ways, are the first impressions that are being made for those that are investing. So I'm going to leave it alone right now. I wasn't going to even talk about Phantom today, but you guys invited me to go in, meaning, some people in the audience. And I think some people are actually, part of this channel, whether you're subscribed or not. We appreciate that. And I was just simply trying to go over there and listen to their side of it. And I do appreciate someone reaching out and apologizing to me, but that's not enough. It's not just about apologizing to me. It's about having an uncensored, free discussion about whatever we want to talk about in crypto. Now, if somebody's in there harassing somebody, or if there's something being posted that's illegal, that's something different. I'm in there encouraging people to spend the marketing wallet. This is my opinion. And if you're going to censor people that are saying, Larry's saying this and Larry's saying that, and the word Larry comes out of their mouth, and you're going to censor that, this is going too far, especially when you're priding yourself on the vision of being an uncensored social media platform for crypto. All right. So now we've gone past that. So here, so I'm not going to worry about it. CVC is here. CVC is definitely in the building because we have just received, and I'm going to take this off the screen because we're not talking about Phantom anymore. I've gone on my rant. Again, it's not against anybody that covers Phantom that's a YouTuber or a Twitter person. I like the team. It's just that I'm telling the team, this is my message to the team of Phantom real quick. Clean up your Telegram. And what I mean by Telegram cleanup is not censoring people. Making people feel welcomed in your Telegram group, because that's what is allowing people to have confidence in investing in your project. New people that are just stumbling into your Telegram. Don't be censoring people like me. It's a mistake. I don't like to be provoked. All right, so we're going to talk about CVC. So here we go. So CVC.
Just give me just a quick moment, Larry. Let's just give a chance for those who joined the chat. Quite a few. I just want to stay. Lalo, he says, hello, guys. I want to recognize some of you guys. Blackshear, let's go CVC. Joba, CVC to the moon. I mean, quite a few people from the CVC. Great to see you guys here. Scott Weist, hopefully I pronounced that right. Just a few more of you guys, especially Common Sense. He states that he was in Telegram the other day. He loves the show. I just want to recognize some of you guys. Blackshear, once again. Sky Barstow, what you're talking about with Luna One, I would definitely cover that since that's one of the main things I cover on my channel. So we'll definitely cover all these hot topics, everyone. But I just want to take a brief moment, Larry, didn't mean to cut you off, to recognize some of the people in the chat. We appreciate you guys, really, really do.
No, I really appreciate you recognizing everyone, Max. That's why you're my partner in this. You're my co-host, and we got a great thing going on here. And I want to just, again, thank everyone for joining us. You heard my little rant going on about Phantom. Phantom was the furthest thing from my mind. When I was done with the show, I'm closing the book on it because I've already spoken my piece because they wouldn't let me do it, any other way. And then I go in to listen to what they have to say to be fair to them. I have to be fair. I always want to hear anything, that anybody wants to come. If somebody wants to come on camera and yell and scream at me, they can. I don't really care because I have an open, uncensored forum. The only thing is I have a few rules. I just ask people to keep the language clean and, don't come on here harassing people. But that's just proper etiquette. That has nothing to do with censorship. This is just playing by the rules. You don't go into a movie theater yelling fire. That's not anything against free speech. That's just common etiquette. But I do want to recognize, oh, look at this, coin view cap again. So there's more money coming in. So CVC is welcoming us to their community. And I appreciate that because this is what it's all about. If I'm going to rally behind a project, I have to feel part of the project. And part of the way, not that I have some huge ego or Max has a huge ego, but we need to be able to feel welcome to ask questions. I never go into telegrams and tear people apart. I just don't do that. But
I don't do that either. And I don't have a huge ego at all. In fact, I'm one of the most humble people you'll ever meet. I've been told that. I guess you could say it's kind of like an oxymoron saying that, huh? Yeah, you sound a little humble, bragging about how humble you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't have egos, guys. At all.
No, thank you for everyone that has joined us. This is a good, this is a good lesson for everyone. I don't have all the answers, and I'm not an expert with anything in life. But I do know that we need to be respectful of other people. And we need to not censor things. If they don't like something that's being said, that's one thing. But you don't just cut somebody off and you don't cut off the other people. It's not just me. There's other people that are being deleted for other things. You can't have censorship like that, especially when your whole objective is to have an uncensored platform. So I know I keep, I don't want Phantom to live in my head anymore. I don't even want to think about Phantom. If you're going to, if something else happens tomorrow, I'll talk about it. But, let's just agree to put this to bed. If anyone from Phantom is watching this in the Telegram group, it's over with now. I'm not going to waste any more time on it. If you're going to keep coming at me, I'm going to talk about it because you won't let me talk about it in your Telegram group. You want to open your Telegram group up? Well, then we can talk about it in a mature manner. But if you want to censor me, then this is the only platform I have. If you want to call me on the phone, you can have my phone number. I really don't care. I don't censor people. But let's get back to CVC. So we're gonna keep it positive here. Let's see what I could be wrong, but this might be Keith, which is the head developer of CVC. So he's saying right here, we will have the samples for exchange rankings coming this week. We will show you CMC rankings and CVC correct rankings. This is big. We work so hard to have our own APIs. Max, you're the tech guy of the two of us. What's an API? Do you remember, or are you familiar with that?
Sorry about that. Multitasking. I was going to bring over some of the DPG guys.
What's the technical? What does API mean again? I know that's like a technical thing. You know, maybe like if Keith wants to come on, he can come on and talk to us. It's fine if he's listening. But anybody's welcome to join.
You asking what API is?
Yeah, what is API? I forgot. I could Google it, but anyway, let's see what other people are saying here. Larry, I reached out to you. It was horrible. Yeah, I know. I don't want to disclose our private conversation, common sense, but I know you're one of the ones that reached out to me. I know that you're invested in Phantom. I'm here to fight for the people. I'm here to fight for the people of this channel that invested in Phantom and, you know, everybody else out there, you know, whether you watch, you know, anybody's channel out there. I don't need to name all the YouTubers. We know who they are. I know all the YouTubers. I don't know all of them personally, but I know them from watching. Some of them I've talked to offline. This one here says, Crypto McNasty Ryan, you're damn Skippy. You won't get censored or anything in damn Skippy. That's funny. You won't get censored or anything in CVC chat. We're very open community and welcome everyone, unless they're toxic. Exactly. If anyone's toxic, you know, somebody else can say, look, you know, you got to be respectful. That's all. You got to be respectful of all human beings. I've always been a very respectful person. But if someone's going to punch me in the mouth, you know, I'm going to knock their head off because I don't get punched in the mouth and don't retaliate. And I'm saying that figuratively. You know, I'm not going to go knock someone's head off in real life, but I'm going to, figuratively speaking, I'm going to come back at them pretty hard because I don't like to be disrespected. Okay, so then we hit them with the shush button until they behave. Okay, well, good. You put them in timeout, you know, like the children that they're being, and you say, look, you know, you're welcome to talk here, but you got to do so in a respectful manner. Okay, so what is so Keith is here. Can you invite him? Yes. You know, where should I send the link to the official CVC Twitter page? Possibly. If you want me to send it to Twitter, just say Twitter. And this one says here, this is my first time hearing about CVC. I know nothing about this. Okay. Well, we're going to talk more about CVC because we appreciate CVC super chats and we appreciate them being kind to us with the way they're making these nice comments. McNasty, what's up, buddy? What's this one say? Oh, Samer's back. Volt going to FTX tomorrow morning or Friday morning. Okay, that's good to know. We like Volt. And Crypto McNasty. Hello, John. Common sense. Keith is high energy. Love the project. Long-term holder CVC. Yeah, from what I've seen from Keith on other channels, you know, I have a lot of respect for him. I like the way he talks. You know, he's a tech guy. I'm not, but that's okay. I've dealt with a lot of tech people. You know, I like to understand the technology. I like to use technology. I just don't create technology. You know, I don't create apps or anything like that. I understand somewhat about it, but you know, I do get frustrated when things don't work. But that's why you have the tech people that fix that.
I'm going to answer your question from earlier. So, I mean, I'm not going to act like I know everything because at the end of the day, I don't. There's certain terms obviously I know about and certain ones I don't. But that actually, you know, made me kind of scratch my head when you said, what are APIs? So check us out. It says crypto APIs is a blockchain infrastructure layer that radically simplifies the development of blockchain and crypto related applications. So there you go.
Cool. Okay.
But the funny thing is, you know, usually when something's abbreviated like API, you would think annual. What's the P stand for? I sounds like something like infrastructure. They do cover the I for the infrastructure, but the P just doesn't really make sense. If anything, it should be called ABIs because it's blockchain infrastructure. Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, you know, the Russian KGB, right? The KGB, yeah. That doesn't even make sense what that abbreviation is anyway.
Let me see if I can find. So I'm just, while you go ahead and talk, Max, I'm trying to find the official Twitter page for CVC, and I'm going to send this link and see if they can get it. CVC official. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Let me see this other one. But yeah, so we appreciate CVC and people from the community being here. CoinView Cap. I think this one is it. Okay, so maybe I can send them. Well, I don't know if they have messages enabled. I guess I can go into the Telegram group and send that. So while we're doing that, I've lost the screen here. Let me pull up the StreamYard. Okay, now I can see everybody. So Max, tell me about the overall picture here. Are we finally touching off a bull run? Like, talk about that. I'll go into Telegram and I'll send CVC a link.
You say bull run in general, as far as the overall crypto market?
In the overall market, is this
I'm
the
glad
beginning
you're
of the
mentioning
bull
that
run right
because
now?
you want to know something. This was something that was addressed. So, for instance, about 3 days ago, I'm glad you brought up this topic. 3 days ago, about was it? I should say not 3 days ago, 4 days ago, April 30th. The crash that happened was considered the crash heard around the world. And
Right.
when that happened, basically, the U.S. financial markets, as you know, completely collapsed. It wasn't just cryptocurrency and so on. Usually when stocks fall, crypto falls along with it. The Dow dropped nearly 1,000 points. The S&P 500 shed more than 3%. The NASDAQ, so on and so forth, fell about 4%. Amazon stock, listen to this, crashed 15% while all this was going on. For instance, cryptos didn't survive the turbulence. Bitcoin, for instance, dropped more than 4%. Ethereum lost 6%. Solana and Terra, those dropped 9%. Because I'm always talking about Ripple, XRP collapsed 16%. Cardano, I'm personally invested in Cardano. Quite a few of us are. That lost 12%. So long story short, it was an ugly week for crypto. Bitcoin is challenging its 2022 uptrend. Given the dour macroeconomic backdrop, basically, it increasingly looks like Bitcoin will break that uptrend, right? We want to hear these things. If so, Bitcoin prices could go down to about 30 grand. I know this sounds like bad news. However, the whole crypto market will likely take a sizable move lower. Again, more bad news in the event that happens. Now, we don't want to hear any more bad news, right? Where's the good news? Well, while this may sound scary, right? The way I look at it, also like sites like Investor Place and so on, it's completely okay. Here's why it's okay. Because after this crypto crash, we will likely enter, get this, a new 3-year bull market in cryptos. And that is very, very good news. So long story short, it's as simple as this. The Fed, you're hearing lots of news about the Fed. Top influencers are covering it. They're doing live streams about it. The Fed is what's killing risk assets right now. Forget everything else that you heard about. When it comes to the financial markets, the Fed matters the most. They basically control the narrative. And when they mention anything that just spews out of their mouth, things are created like FUD. Let's face it, people, the crypto fear index, have you ever seen that before? That thing is just going to tank, and it's going to be like, extreme fear and so on. And we've been seeing that a lot, right? So at the end of the day, it's basically like this. Risk assets are so depressed right now. But the good news is they will boom. They will rebound from that. In other words, from what I'm talking about, you got to look at it this way. The Fed is going to be mentioning quite a few things over the summer. But the good news is it's going to spark a massive melt up in stocks, and not just stocks, but cryptos. As far as my position, also, those on various other platforms, we strongly believe that we are going to get that pivot that we're looking for.
Let me just say this. I appreciate you filling that all in, Max, and your insight while I was just messing around with everything. I appreciate your outlook on the bull run. The only thing
it affects everything. I mean,
yeah.
At the end of the day, Bitcoin and Ethereum, that's 81% of the overall crypto market. If you're going to turn a blind eye to that, then you're not involved in the right thing.
I think the only thing we need to be cautious of is a possible recession. And also we're in this housing bubble. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how the traditional markets trickle down to what's going on in the crypto world. So here's what I want to say about CVC. Just my impression of, being a smaller holder. I got in on the pre-sale. I like I had confidence in the way that Keith was speaking. He seems like an intelligent guy. Again, he speaks a different language when it comes to computer, programming, but that doesn't mean I don't like listening to that stuff. But here's the thing. It's time to load up on projects that have real utility. And the bear market or downtimes, the ones that are going to make it, I mean, a lot of people have said this, are going to be the ones that have strong utility. So now is the time for these projects. You know, CVC is relatively new, so they've already come out with something. They already have utility. They already have a website. This is the time where they can improve that product. You know, they have a nice website right here, and they're way ahead. They're light years ahead of many projects. You know, we're investing in puppy dogs and kitty cats and, you know, cute little pictures. But this is a real project. Like, if this was to be something that we figured out on this channel in a way, and we promoted it possibly, you know, what happens when this thing becomes better than Coin Market Cap or better than CoinGecko, or people don't complain, you know, about, I can't figure out what the real market cap is of something.
Right.
Right
because
now
it's been unverified or
yeah,
whatever.
like right now, Crypto Bubbles is more accurate than Coin Market Cap. I do like this right here. My suggestion would be, I'm a big fan of Crypto Bubbles just because I like the simplicity. I like the graphic nature of just being able to see this. If they're thinking about doing something else, and I'm talking about CVC, and again, you don't have to listen to what I'm saying, but just thinking off the cuff, rather than creating something that was like Dex Tools, which some people have, you know, said, look, you know, as far as another project goes or another application, if you can compete with Dex Tools, that would be great. But maybe they could make like a Coin Bubbles type of feel, something connected to their back. What's the word I'm looking for? The information, the data that they're gathering through whatever they're gathering it. See, remember, I'm not a tech guy. They're gathering this information, right? So they could have it on their website right over here, coinviewcap.com. For anyone watching at home, go to that.
What you're referring to, Larry, is just simple code. That's all it is. They're taking the code, basically what you see on a typical grocery list, right?
Right.
And they're implementing it into, as you see, as a visual. It's not that hard to do. CVC can do the same thing. Shout out, of course, to all the CVC people here. Well, you guys can recognize that. I mean, the devs can easily do that. That is something that's not hard to do.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Let's, you know, if we're going to go to war here with CVC and help them, possibly, you know, let's make the suggestion, which I'm sure they've already thought about a lot of different things. But if they can also compete with Crypto Bubbles, I don't know if it's going to be something where, you know, Crypto Bubbles is going to necessarily bring them in a lot of revenue. But I'll tell you what, a lot of people would use it. You know, like I've been using Crypto Bubbles more than Coin Market Cap just to get an overall feel for the market, like just for entering into the live streams. And some of the bigger YouTubers, I don't know if they probably don't watch the channel, but I noticed some of them are kind of copying what I do, because I think I was one of the first ones talking with Crypto Bubbles a lot. But, you know, that's, you know, I'm not going to give myself credit for that. But what I'm saying to you is this could be a natural transition into a sister product or a spinoff. Because if you already have the data and you can show it in a few different ways, like if you can show it in this, have this feel for it, and then also a graphic feel for it, you know, you don't have to have the bubbles. You could have little triangles or squares, or you could have, you know, instead of making these bubbles, they could be like little coins. They could have like a coin representation to them and coins.
Right, I get what you're saying. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, you can have the bubbles. And if you think about it as far as being on like on Android or iPhone and so on, you know, you're first holding it up where, let me give an example. So first of all, it's like you're holding it straight up like this, right? Then you're going to do what? You're going to turn it, right? So it shows kind of like how we see on our screen, right? And then you see all those bubbles, and then you simply tap which bubble you want to, you know, to look at. For instance, I'm going to do Zill. Boom, Zill. Then I flip this back over vertically, and then it populates everything I specifically want to see in Zill. That's not hard. That is not hard at all. A coder can do that real simply. Anyway.
Well, you know, it just popped into my mind now. I haven't done any research as far as different ways, but I would imagine that some of the revenue is going to be garnered from having sponsors, you know, like their first sponsor here I see is Hex. I like that. So, you know, there's definitely revenue to be made from this product. And, you know, that's going to be something as a possible, like a shareholder, which is somebody that's invested in this token. If you want to compare it to stocks, it's going to be a great thing. So I want
to give sorry, I'm going to cut you off just real quick. I want to give a quick shout out. I know some of the DPG guys my gaming group have come on over here. So I want to say thank you guys for doing that. I want to appreciate that.
I'm trying to see if I can get Keith come up here. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but I have Keith up here. I think that's Keith, but I don't have any audio and I don't have any visual.
No.
So.
Oh no.
Wait a minute. I hear somebody. Okay, is that you, Keith?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. I have you live right now, just so you're
Oh,
aware.
awesome. Yeah, I know my signal is not that great right now, so
that's okay.
That's why. Yeah. How you guys doing?
We're doing great. I appreciate you joining us. And
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the crypto
how are
bubbles.
you doing?
That's easy to do. We can do that probably in like a week to have that done. Yeah, that's
if that. Yeah, I agree. That's a very simple thing to do, but it's a cool concept nonetheless.
It's just coding and pulling up, obviously all the tables and everything to it. Really, actually, I mean, we might even do something like that. Obviously, do a little different, but pull it up where then you go straight to the charts. To find out, what's right now trending, what's not trending right now. But yeah, what you guys see on the website, all that, everything. I already see. Actually, I'm already looking at the new website now. You guys can't see it, and it's gonna blow people away when they see it. I mean, it's just the look. Everything that finally people have been waiting for is finally gonna happen. I think the developer is supposed to move the the bar over more, but we just waited a little bit longer before we decided to move it. I'm gonna get the samples I think tomorrow or Friday, showing showing the exchanges. So basically the difference between how CVC has them ranked and how we have them ranked is going to be a lot different, because there's some, they go by volume most of the time for the exchanges. The problem is that, like Uniswap, they have ranked 17. Well, Uniswap doesn't do as much volume as everybody thinks it does, even though it looks like it does. So yeah, there's some favorism, I think, on there. And, we won't charge anybody to be ranked, because that should be an honor to be ranked, number one, number two, but I always see the same people ranked. I already look at the back of ours and everybody's moving around. They're here, then the next 5 minutes they're down here. So that's the way it should be, I think,
I'm not going to, rip apart Coin Market Cap because they're not here, and they probably will never come on here.
I actually talked to them a good bit, actually. Yeah.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are upset with Coin Market Cap, and because they don't accurately rate or rank, I should say, some of these smaller cap tokens.
Correct.
So I believe that you definitely, have a strong chance of taking over, a good portion of their market share, and then CoinGecko the same way. But that's not the bachelor's projects. But what happens is that products get better and better, and services get better and better.
Right.
And that's what what America is all about, is having a better service and product.
Exactly. Yeah. So CoinGecko gets their info, some of their info, from CoinMarketCap. It's crazy. Everybody's getting information from everybody. What we're going to do is 80%, we have our own API. So basically, we scrape the blockchains to get all the information. It took a long time to do it. People think it's overnight. No way. We have spent 16 hours a day working on this. Well, they have obviously been doing all the work, a lot of the two devs, to figure out how we can get these ranked right. So we have a plan. The ones that hit the website that are new, that have no market cap, will be still shown on the website, but they won't be ranked yet. Once they have a market cap, they move into the rankings.
Okay.
And there you go. Then starts their ranking. 3,000, 2,000, whatever they're going to be listed at, or ranked at. I like this.
I like that too. That's a basic concept, but it makes so much sense. Why wouldn't other platforms want to do the same thing? So I like seeing
it's
that.
too hard. It's too hard. The coding to do it, it takes. So let's see. We've been working on it since what? November. When it came out, the site still wasn't done yet, even though you see it now. So yeah, I mean, it takes usually about a year to get it done. Honestly, and it's a lot of, when you guys see what you guys see now, you're like, oh my god, what happened? I mean, the fonts, the green and the red, all that's going to be changed. It's going to be where you can see it. Another thing, responsive. That was a big thing. Everybody said, well, wait a minute, my mobile phone, it works, and the other one, it doesn't show up. Like 13, it's a little off. We already fixed the problems. Everything. Yep, and the apps. So when this all comes out, it'll be all together in one package.
So for those of you that are just joining us, and it looks like we have a good representation from CVC here. I'm guessing a lot of people are coming over from the
Right.
CVC community to join this, and I know we're appreciative of that.
Yes, sir.
So we're
Yeah,
talking, we're talking with the head developer, Keith, for CVC.
Yep.
Anybody who's watching this on record. So, so you've got a lot of catalysts coming. So it's not just the nuts and bolts of the
Oh
app
my
here.
God.
You've got so many things coming. You know, you've
Wow.
got the centralized exchange listings. Can you talk to us more
Yeah,
about whatever you want to talk about as far as
So
catalysts?
we just did, yeah. So we just announced 5 and 6. I mean, we're just going on a roll here, you know. After, so we have obviously Hotbit is tomorrow. After that, 2 weeks is then DigiFinex, which is a pretty big exchange. Then we got the big ones, 5 and 6. Then they told me the top 25 I might be good enough to get in there, which will be the big ones. Like, it'd be amazing. By that time, first of all, we already have the B&B bridge done already. So yeah, so that's right. We're gonna do a B&B bridge, and then we're also debating on doing a Polygon in the fall. So, but you want to do it right. That's one thing. I'm the only one that has the wallets. So the other guy, we have a girl that does the that checks all the emails, and then we have the 2 developers that just do the website or any kind of coding that we need done. The thing is that no one touches the wallets except me. Well, no, I'm 100% the owner. So
Right.
that's one thing. There's a lot of lessons to learn for other tokens. Like, I'm not going to mention some, that happened to anybody can run off with the money. And that has happened multiple times. But, I know, I get it. Everyone's best friends, right? You have 3 guys. Let's say they start up a token, right? That's never going to happen to me. And then one guy gets pissed off and he says, hey, guess what? I'm going to go ahead and rug pull you. There you go. Now everyone's sitting here looking at each other like, what just happened? And that's the problem we're running into. There's no security right now. If I was Uniswap, I would immediately hire Certic, hire SafeSwap somewhere to get KYC going. They can do it, but they will now after their lawsuits. So
yeah, I was literally about to say that. Yeah, the whole thing with the lawsuit.
Well, PancakeSwap just got sued too. So now it's going. Now, I mean,
Larry was calling that literally a few days ago. He said it's just a matter of time that it's going to be PancakeSwap. So I didn't realize that was happening as we speak.
Oh man, it's ugly. It's ugly, but it's okay. Somebody said, "Well, wait a minute. Am I going to get ruined if something happens to Uniswap?" Well, first of all, nothing will happen to Uniswap. But the problem is Uniswap's in New York. So yeah, we obviously know what's going to happen when New York. You got to follow by the rules there, And I didn't even know that Uniswap's in New York. So, I think, well, first of all, we already know. Once you get listed on, like, we're on big exchanges. We are, first of all, I don't even think about rug pulls. We're not going to scam anybody, nothing like that. I'm very strict. As you know, I don't send out any tokens. I'm very strict about that. When I said in the beginning, I don't own anything. I just do what I do. I make sure that everybody's happy. I try to. But like tomorrow we're doing giveaways, right? What I did was, nobody realized, I bought the tokens. Yep. I did a buyback. And what's going to happen is when I give those tokens out, guess what? Everybody, no one has to worry about them. If they do sell, that's okay. I still put in the money for the tokens. That's the way we should be doing it, but we don't. We say, hey, here's 20,000 tokens for you. Here's 1 million for you. And guess what happens? Now we have a free-for-all going on, And so that's one thing, I think anybody does giveaways, make sure you buy the tokens before you give them out. So.
Right. So, Keith, we're glad that you joined us here, and we appreciate the super chats from Andrew. You have
absolutely.
a strong community behind you, it looks like. Talk to me about your negotiations, or your talks, I should say, with other projects. Are you getting a good reception from these other community-based projects, these other tokens?
Yes.
How are you being received by them?
Right. So I have a list now. I think it's going down to 30 now. Let me tell you, I've talked to some of the biggest tokens you guys will like, no way. I've even talked to as on top of that, Shiba. Yeah. I've talked to actually Akita. I can go down the line. Dogeland. I've actually talked to devs on there. Everybody's wondering, look at our ranking. What's going on here? And I was like, well, here's your ranking now. How'd you do that? That's a hard thing to say, explain how it's done. But the problem is, go to every website right now, right? What's happening? CG and CMC. They all have the same ranking. Everybody's following everybody. We did it differently. And I knew it. And guys, this was supposed to take another year to get done. And I cannot believe how quickly it's gotten done. So fast that we're actually working starting Friday on the UI. That's how quickly it's going. We're actually going to finish up with all the coding for the charts. We got a couple of little things there. That's going to be the version 2 that comes out, not the version 2 contract. There's something going on about V2. We're never going to change the contract. All right, the contract is. Man,
that sounds great, Keith. Thank you.
Yeah, it's perfect. Oh,
I'm not a big fan of V2. I know I got to do it just like everybody else does, right?
Yeah.
I'm not
V2 is really bad.
I'm glad you recognize that. Thank you for mentioning that.
Yeah, no problem. No. V2, well, first of all, if you do it right, you shouldn't have to do a V2. Now, Volt did a great job. I actually talked to Voltoshi. Very nice guy. I've talked to him actually 3 times already. You guys know who he is, but I do. It's amazing why they did the V2. Smart. But here's the thing. They did it right, though. Finally, somebody did it right where they migrated. Everybody, it was really was a 2-step process, and they did it correctly. And that was great because they lowered their zeros. Now, yes, is it important that you don't have zeros? Yes, it is. We did exactly the zeros to get into tier 1s. We have no complaints, no problems at all. But if you have more zeros, the problem is their software cannot detect 8 zeros and above for the bigger exchanges, okay? So we need to knock a 0 down, and then we're good. You see how it works? Their software only gets to do 8 and then, below. So it is a thing that's, been happening. That's why you ever notice something on Coinbase and Binance? Do you guys see, 9 zeros on tokens? No. So
I'm glad you pointed that out. For me, especially at the very top of it, like a CMC listing for the average token, newly listed token project,
right.
It's just like what you mentioned. You see a greater sign, a 0 point, so many zeros because they have that limit. And I had to get in the habit of dropping it down, maybe about 75% down on the page. Then there's a little area where we'll actually show, for instance, whether it's Shiba Doge, Shibnobi, and so on, where you get the 0.15 zeros and then the number. Because I hate having, before I knew about that, having to go to different sites like CoinGecko or Dex Tools and so on, and then literally manually counting each one. So
correct. Here's the thing about
pointing that out.
Okay, so everybody likes zeros, right? We realize, okay, it only works so much, right? You are still, no matter what, when you break 3 zeros, you're still going to be pretty much the same. Now, it also matters the supply. If your supply, like we have a low supply, pretty much, it's 1 quad. Of course, now it's 699 trillion now, but because we burned, it matters the supply. You can have you can have 30 zeros, right? The problem is, what for though? You're eventually going to have to do a V2. That's the problem, So that's why it's smart to go ahead have you do the 9 decimals, boom, done. That's usually an average. You want to do 9 decimals in about 1 quad. That's fair. Above there, it can get really kind of all over the place. To where these exchanges really don't want to put you on. Well, they can't. It's not like they saying that they can't do it. They can't. It's just something that their software just doesn't have worked out. So but yeah, there's a lot of it's amazing, guys, the data and stuff. I'm glad CMC did it to get us listed on there. I'm so happy. People are like, well, wait a minute, if you're gonna have your own, why do you use CMC? Well, the problem is we have to use CMC because you can't see the amount you have in your wallet without them.
So, right. Well,
now,
everybody has to stick with who's existing in the space because Terra, to use Terrarium as an example, they want to be their own centralized exchange, but that doesn't mean that they don't want to get on some of the bigger exchanges, even though they're going to be possibly competitors. But
I'll tell you, I'll tell you that, and they're great guys, by the way. But I talked to Dr. P, a good bit. Thank you, so much. He's really nice to me, and but yeah, centralized. I don't think anybody knows how much work that's going to be, and to be your own exchange, you're going to need some. I've seen some new ones that came out, and some of them don't make it. It's it's costly too. So.
Yeah. So I'm just looking here, Keith, and you got to forgive me because I am I do hold a small bag, and I got in on the launch was great on the pre-sale, and a lot of people did well. This is not just something that is a short-term thing. This is a long-term thing. Are the numbers accurate on CoinMarketCap right now? Are you standing around 6.7 million in terms of market cap?
Yes. So here's what happens, guys. Okay, now this is going to be interesting. You ready? This is going to get really interesting. So let's talk about first the BNB, when we do the bridge, right? It's funny. It's going to average in. You're going to actually see a BNB block, and you're going to see Ethereum block on CMC. I already asked them about that. So what's going to happen is on the bottom, if you guys hit market, you will see the exchanges. What happens is the more exchanges you get, obviously, the higher your volume goes, and then higher your market cap goes. So that's how it really works. So what happens is this is all an average. You put it in together, you have DexTools. Now, DexTools, understand DexTools only does Uniswap and PancakeSwap. That is it. Just for everybody to understand, that's it. People are like, well, I don't understand. Why is Uniswap or DexTools different than CMC? Because CMC accounts for everyone together. So when you go on exchange and they're looking at your stats, they look at CMC. Hopefully CVC, but that's what they look at. They don't even look at CoinGecko. They look at CMC.
I look at the people involved. That's a big thing for me with projects, and your enthusiasm just comes across.
Right.
Just hearing your voice. I see you. I've seen you in a lot of different channels, and a lot of people joke around and say, "Well, Keith, he never sleeps." Where do you do you get your energy from? Is it from your passion for the project? Is this normally, how you are?
I think everybody asks me, man, is he on drugs or something? No, man, I'm just very hyper. I'm just the way I always, been when I believe in something, and I get it. I remember, when we opened this up, I was like, oh man, God, please don't tell me. There's a lot of big time guys in here. How are they going to, hopefully keep the chart going? And of course, that we had that, dump. Now, I just want to lesson everybody learn tonight. Sorry, on that note, I didn't want to, change the subject here. This is a lesson for everyone. Do you know why we did a 7-day lock on our liquidity? Make sure the contract runs right. We did our own contract, but make sure it runs right. This is a lesson for everybody. Not to be negative, but something happened tonight. This is why you do a 7-day lock if you're trusted to do it, and then you relock for 6 months. Because if something goes wrong, guess what happens, guys? How are you going to get your liquidity back once it's locked? Right. If the contract's bad. So there you go. I had a feeling that eventually something again would happen like this, and it did. And I just want to let everybody know this is why you do a 7-day lock. So I get everybody footed me for it. Now they understand. Now look at the contract run smooth. Relock it after 6 days. Done. That's it. So
that's what I was talking about, the people involved. So I know people are always going to be concerned about anything because they're investors. But you look at you look at the people that are involved, and you can hear. I've talked to different devs before, and I can tell you that some of them, to be kind, don't have the same passion and drive and energy that you have. Yes, so that's a big factor. This is not something that is, like I said, for people, it's not something to look at on the short term. This is not just something to ping pong and make money off the charts. This is something with a real product, a real utility like a regular company would have,
yes, sir.
In the stock market. Yeah. So that's what I like about it. Yeah.
What we need to do is, first of all, we have to start helping people out a little bit, and understanding, hey, how do we read this stuff? How do we look at contracts and say, okay, is something going to happen? Is something not going to happen, to somebody, on this? Because the problem is people's livelihoods are on this. Man, I talked to some people that have their life savings, CVC. Man, God, that makes me feel sad. It's like, oh my God, we better make sure, obviously, we continue going up, obviously we're going to go up. But, it's amazing to me because these contracts, remember, anytime you get it looked at, guys, every time you get a contract looked at, do not hand the contract over to somebody. You put it in the Etherscan. I'm not Etherscan. I'm sorry. ETH or the BNB side. You lock it. You put it in there. You make sure it's good. Obviously, you put it in there. Then you hand it out to the audit people. If you don't do this, they could go ahead and they can hack you. They could put anything in a contract, guys. This is like 101. I mean,
no, I'm glad you're pointing that out. I mean, it's development, crypto development education 101. And I wish more smaller cap token projects would recognize these basic things because it's crucial to their project. And not only that, it ain't going to come back later on to haunt them. So I'm really glad you pointed that out.
Right. Yeah. And you're right. Yes, sir. And the thing is, me, I don't even think about, rogue posts. We're already going beyond that now where these exchanges now, I mean, they have a whole life history. And then when I dealt with Certic and everything, man, Certic was tough, man. First of all, here's the one thing. When they realized, one of these audits I did, Pulio was one of them. They realized, oh man, you only have one wallet. I was like, yeah, why? He's like, well, you do realize a lot of tokens have up to 20 wallets. And I was like, dude, what? Like, no, that's why the whole point was I didn't want to buy into the project. Well, this is going to be a lot easier for me. So that's the one thing to understand, guys. You got to be careful. You know, this is for anybody, you know, who really has a lot of wallets on there, who doesn't, you know, because remember, it doesn't matter if you lock it or not, the liquidity. If somebody has 10 wallets on there and they decide to dump, well, guess what? Who cares about liquidity? And on top of that, then they're going to get the liquidity once it unlocks. So,
Man, I'm going to come back to some of the things, basic things you just mentioned right now,
right.
And just, I guess you could say, try to make just these little snippets, if you will, because it's just so beneficial to hear some of this stuff. Let's face it, the average person don't know some of these things, and for you to come on here on our platform and share some of this,
right? Yes, sir.
We more than appreciate that.
And yeah, you're welcome. And here's the thing: when CVC was developed, guys, I you know, I had this all planned out. Now we are trademarked and we're copyrighted also. So, but the thing is, last year I made a business plan of this. So I had a 5-page report that I sent out, obviously, to the lawyers, and I said, hey, you know, SEC might be coming in. Let's make sure that we're compliant. So it's a real simple thing. You know, and it wasn't so simple, honestly. That took 2 months to get done. And they check you, everything there, who you are, understand the sticker. So it's current number, everything they check you with. So now, whenever SEC does come in, you know, which is not going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be what everybody thinks it's going to be, you know. But when they do, you're going to be like, scratch your head, like, wow, didn't I just explain what was going to happen here in a way? You know, look at Gay.io, you know, banned from United States and Canada. I mean, you know, they won't knock down the tokens, but eventually they're going to say, hey, oh, you're in the United States? You're not approved with me? Cool. Have a nice day. Now we're going to head and tell that exchange company, take you off the United States. See what I'm saying? What can happen? It's a domino effect. And that's what you don't want to happen.
You're right. Yeah, it's a sad reality, especially with what you point out about the whole thing at Gate.io. I'm still shaking my head on some of that. I just feel bad for some of my user base who basically were on there. Yeah, they got their fair amount of warnings and so on, but there's always going to be that guy who might have just took a break from crypto. He comes back later and it's like, what the heck is this? You know?
Right. And I think people don't realize we're the bank. You know, the people that run these tokens or coins, we're the bank. You know, when you go to the bank and you get your money out, right? What it is, I mean, think about it. The bank's gonna say, hey, I'm sorry. Yeah, you have enough money here, but you know what? Today, I don't feel like letting your money out, right? The same thing, liquidity. The liquidity has to be around 10%. When the liquidity drops below 10%, it starts getting a little fishy, where all of a sudden you're trying to sell, and then you only can sell 75% of it, right? When you get down to 8%, then you only can sell about, 30 to 40%. And it keeps on going down further and further. Uniswap has it to where you can't sell everything you have for that day. So that's how liquidity works. I get it. The market cap, everybody's like, well, the market cap, remember, market cap, it's just inflation. Really, it matters of the pool. What is your pool like? So if you look at the CVC pool, you can tell now how really strong we are. And that's how you actually read a chart. I get it, market cap, I know it, but it's not legit. It's not real, So, yeah.
Well, Lord, thanks for the $5 super sticker. And again, everybody else, Andrew, the whole CVC army, you come to support your, General Keith, the CVC, right? So, with that said, we just want to take a time to recognize everybody who's in the current chat. Again, if you're just tuning in right now, we are live with Keith of CVC, bringing us some very educational content, to say the very least. More than appreciate it, Keith.
Absolutely, yes, sir.
Let's continue the conversation.
Both of you guys. Yeah, no, I'm happy to be here. I think, I always say this to everybody, just think before you do something. If you think it's not a good idea, probably it's not a good idea. For anybody that, listen, I'm not the best at Twitter, and sending out stuff, obviously, hey, I had some errors, their own. Yeah, I got it. I get it, guys. I made a mistake with that, and it wasn't me, it was my phone. So now it's switched over to 13. Now everything is like, golden now. But my 10, I had a lot of issues with. So I was like, when I send stuff, I had some spelling errors. It happens, We're not perfect, and I'm definitely not perfect. But you want to make, those are okay mistakes, but make mistakes by, who you deal with. I have a guy I deal with for my exchanges. So every exchange I deal with, I know I'm not getting scammed. But for everybody else, remember, be careful about emails. Guys, for anybody, doesn't matter who you are, if somebody's emailing you from exchange for anybody, it's most likely 95% it's a scam. Most exchanges don't do that. You have to get in contact with them first. So this is a lesson for everybody to understand that.
I will say this, Keith, the reason why I brought up the market cap is just on the surface looking at this now, because remember, I don't really look at the charts too much if I'm not going to, this is something I was holding, but I think that what I'm seeing, and Max would agree, that this is definitely something that's undervalued in terms of a project. And I will say something else, with people coming in here going nuts and being big fans of you and this project, that really says something about this. Like I'm seeing, I'm quite impressed with everyone coming in here and rallying behind you. So there's a lot of people that believe
you guys compliment each other. Yeah, I mean the passion you bring, Keith, and then what they bring on top of it, you can totally tell you guys got some really awesome thing going on.
You're right, yes, sir. I think that when you at least, like exchanges, when you do the exchanges and you tell the truth, I think that's one thing that we all need to do. Is my God, just have some, golly. I mean, there's so much lying going around. I'm not saying it for whoever out there, or anybody, but my God, I mean, guys, if you can't tell the truth, just forget it, I mean, move on, I mean, there always somebody's going to find out something, if you BS, you know what I'm saying? That's why when I bought these tokens, I have no reason to lie. I sat there and I did it on my own. And there they go. It's sitting in my marketing wallet. And that's why I did that. And now when I send them out, guess what? I already bought them. So when I give them out, it's already sitting in the pot right now. That's how you do it, guys. This is just, it's simple basics, Sounds
like you're talking about basic. You're talking about business is what you're talking about.
Well,
a lot of people in crypto, they forget that we're in business here. So just a quick shout out to everyone that just joined us. Thank you for being here. Critical Thinker, Andy Charles, Tex. There's a whole bunch of people who have been here for a while. Peyton Clark.
That one thing I did. Yes, sir. I did want to explain one thing also on top of that note. Didn't want to overtalk you, But if you look at the holders that we have on here, now the holder count's not even right. We're actually almost at 5,000. What's happening? We got how's this? With exchanges, we were so quick on getting to them that all the updating, like Etherscan, I've actually talked to Etherscan finally now about it. They said, yes, your data is not correct. So right now we're about 4,100 in holders right now. That's including, Bitmart, LBank, and of course, Uniswap. We don't know for DojaSwap. We're on DojaSwap also. I don't know what it is. But now you got Hotbit. People are waiting for Hotbit to hit. Then you got DigiFinex. You see what I'm saying? So we're lucky to get on all these exchanges. I don't think people really understand it. I heard that somebody says it only costs $500 to get on Bitmart. Yeah. Keep on going there, man.
People are going to say crazy things like that.
I know.
I mean, just on top of it, obviously, I'm an influencer and so on, but even I could recognize $500 on Bitmart. What Bitmart is that? What, a copycat? That
right. Oh, I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you guys. I'm hitting close to 7 figures now. Almost. That's what it takes. And that's how many exchanges. Now, of course, I did 7 right now. People don't know that, but I just always want to make people wonder, who the next one. What happens is 5 and 6, I can't even announce because now you're getting to stricter rules now. And then obviously from there, you can't say anything. I mean, at all. So the higher you go, I can't say, hey man, look at this, no, you can't do that anymore. So I follow the rules, and another thing, make sure you always go through your attorney before you sign something. Guys, it's simple. I pay my lawyers for the whole year. I go to them and say, hey, we found out that one of the really, really big, not big, but pretty big up there exchanges had some clause that could have hurt the holders. Well, guess what? My lawyer came back, circled it, said, I don't like it. And I looked at it. I told them. They kept on trying to negotiate with us for the past 2 weeks. And I was like, look, man, no way I'm going to deal with that, So that's what you have to understand. Look, I protected the holders, guys. You too, because you're a part of CVC. So
I just want to get back to what you mentioned about, like Bitmart, for instance. I mean, that whole comment of like, for instance, the $500. I mean, yeah, I get it. Bitmart is like, like a mid-tier exchange, for instance. But I mean, even looking at it from a more bigger perspective, I mean, heck, I think it was even Cliff Fentner of Shinobi pointed out,
yes, sir.
And don't quote me exactly here, but I think it was like $1.5 billion in volume, or I'm sorry, $1.5 billion in market cap, right? Your
Right.
market cap on your project has to show at least $1.5 billion just to get listed on Crypto.com's exchange there. So I mean,
Oh,
again,
no.
people are
Check
going to
this
say
out.
crazy things. So
Oh no, I will tell you this right now, and I could I can pretty much, I guess, give you my word on this. We'll be moving fast. I have you know, the way to do it, and when they see professionalism, it has a lot to do with it. How you run your company, how do you act? You know, these Twitter Spaces, or I'm sorry, Twitter and Telegram will be there. We have the people I go through. You know, they watch volume. They told me where my volume needs to be at. They said right now we need about 300,000 to go up further. Oh, that's not going to be a problem. You know, so yeah, there's certain things. Now, yes, if you don't know, not know somebody, but if you that's like anything when you go to baseball. You know what I'm saying? How many people are going to look at out of 300 guys, right? It's who you know. Hey, I know that guy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, cool. I've seen you play before. You know, you get in there a little
yeah,
fast.
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
analogy.
for anybody. This is you know, like I said, this is business. You know, they care about, obviously, if you have the money to do it too. That's another thing. You know, Binance is that'd be a great one to go through, but that's expensive. That's up there. That's the big dog.
That's the word I heard. You know, it's the same. The word on the street is, yeah, they're really expensive. It's not just low market cap tokens.
15
I mean,
billion.
Yeah, I heard they're just way out there. But
yeah, it is. And Cliff, it's great to work with Cliff.
Yeah, it's what, you know, it's what comes with the territory. I get it and so on. But you know, at the end of the day, it's not like every project has to be on Binance. There's so many other good quality exchanges to be on. So.
Exactly. Yeah. Once you're on Binance, you are pretty much like, that's just it. You know, I mean, that would be the honor to get onto, you know, of course, but you have to start, you know, I'm doing it the right way with the guy. I'm starting low and you go up. Don't go in the middle and go back down. Because guess what? You're in the middle. All of a sudden, you don't have enough volume. Well, guess what? Now I need to go back down. What is it going to do? It's going to tick off your holders, you know?
Yeah.
Let's say,
you
for
got to
instance, you go
start
to
somewhere.
KuCoin.
Right.
Yeah, if you go to KuCoin, let's say, right? And all of a sudden, not enough volume. Now I need to drop back down, you know, no offense, I love Hotbit, but drop that on Hotbit. What are people going to think? Okay, now I'm not interested in being your token anymore. You know, just saying to you.
I think that a lot of volume is down across the board with the small caps, and I think it's just a matter of the market condition right now. Because once we start to see things turn around and we start to head on, I guess if you want to call it a bull run or not, if we start to head in a positive direction for more than a day or two, because it seems to be topsy turvy with the market, then I think you'll see, you will probably agree that a lot of the smaller caps, the ones that have utility, like your project, will actually start to run. I mean, it's just a matter of time. If you have a good project, people just need to hear about it and learn about it.
Well,
and
you're right.
We'll be fine.
Right. And here's the thing, guys. Here's what's going to happen, right? Now you're going to see who's going to make it, who's not going to make it, right? Remember that important thing, right? Marketing wallet. Now you're going to find out who's. I remember. I'm not calling anybody out, but remember that somebody was saying, "Hey, how about you spend $400,000 in marketing?" Okay. Have you seen the market? Yep. I think you'll kill it if you get out there. You want me to spend $400,000 in marketing right now with a market the way it looks right now? It looks horrible, right? Doesn't look that great. All of a sudden, okay, then ask a good question. How do you make it then if it doesn't work in marketing? Oh, no, you can survive. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, put it this way. I've made, I'd say, well over 6 figures just leaving the money in ETH. See what I'm saying? Now, I have extra money. We have extra money to work with for the whole company, right? And see what happens? On a market that's not going that well right now. So that's the difference. You can't survive if you don't have no money in the market. In your marketing wallet. And then tokens going to do, they're just going to fizzle out until there's no more left.
I mean, I won't name any names.
Spot on that.
Tokens.
Yeah.
If they don't have marketing wallets that, then, or money set aside, or people that have money before they even start the token, I always say it all the time, who would be buying a Tesla right now if they didn't advertise somewhere, right? I mean, no one would know about how great it is now. Everyone, loves Tesla. But, if they made Tesla and it was so great and no one, if they didn't pay to advertise it, how would you know to buy it?
I'm glad Larry brought that up. Oh, sorry, Keith, go ahead.
No. Okay. No. I was just going to say, no. We found out that iHeartRadio and Pandora, we're doing a massive ads. I got a huge deal on this. We are right now. It took me 2 weeks to get approved, and we got approved. And now I signed the contract with them. This is going to be unbelievable. 30-second ads. We'll have over 100,000 ads going out with our banner every time it pops up.
Oh man, that sounds awesome.
Well, here's the thing. I got a deal on there, and now I'm going to probably double it, of course, if I like it, and I'm going to help out other tokens in getting there. But I did this because guess what? Why did I do it? New investors. I talked to a bunch of people the other day. I think I said this to the Telegram group. 3 out of the 4 didn't even know what crypto was. And I was like, dude, are you living underneath the rock? What are you talking about? No, man, I'm a stock person. What's crypto? Right. I was like, dude, what? You haven't heard about crypto?
Nope. I'm with you, Keith. It shocks me when I hear that. I mean, I know currently, what is it, like 4 to 5% of the overall world population uses crypto. But the cool thing is when you look at the multi-year outlook, I think it's by 2030. I mean, that market cap in general for all of crypto is just going to be something like over 30 trillion, and that's even on the low end. On the low end, not to mention the metaverse plays. I keep pounding that home. The trillions of dollars that are going to be exchanged in the metaverse, that alone will dramatically increase the overall crypto market cap.
Right.
Just real quick, Andrew. Heck yeah, man! Are you kidding me? Yes, we will come on the chat room. You know, so
that's what it's about.
Heck yeah.
That's what it's about, you know. I love every token. You know, I'm even talking to Saitama, guys. Now, I've been a Saitama holder since what was it? The end of July. I still hold it. You know, I hope it goes up and everything. But it's funny that I talked to them, a couple of those guys, and now they're like, whoa, changing their attitude, like realizing, whoa, wait a minute, Saitama is going to be ranked finally the right way. You know, Saitama was ranked wrong, and it's because I don't know if you have to pay for it. I don't know what went on there. You know, everything's so screwed up now. Because everybody's like, well, wait a minute, hold on. If their market cap is here, right, at 1 billion, and they're ranked 3,000, what's going on here? What are we doing?
Right.
I mean, is this so? That's called
politics, maybe politics a little bit. Yeah, with coin market cap. Possibly.
Keith, I want to shout this out real quick. And this doesn't even need to be a super chat. I just want to recognize it. It's from Mohammed Rahman. I know I'm saying that right because I used to live in a predominantly, black Muslim neighborhood back in Southwest Portland, Oregon. Shout out to that area. Anyway, yes, Mohammed Rahman. He states CVC will stop all rug pulls happening in the space with vetting the project before listening to safeguard investors. And I believe that myself. Obviously, he believes that. It's not just like, hey, let's have the faith to believe that. Right. It's more like people like yourself, Keith, who are pounding at home and educating people like us about this. Yeah, I like hearing things like that because at the end of the day, we don't want to hear about any more Suzuki e-news or Galaxy.
Yeah, I can't believe they found the guy. They found him.
They found him. Token. Yeah.
They found him. They found the guy. It's amazing.
Suzuki?
Guy.
Really?
Yeah, you'll get caught. You'll get in Australia. You will get caught. Everyone, listen, eventually, you only go so far. You have a hacker that can go ahead and find your information, you're done. You're done. You're going to be, finally, whatever's going to happen to you, you know what I'm saying? No offense, everybody needs to go to jail on that. You know, anybody that steals money, it doesn't matter if it's 5 cents or a penny. I'm sorry, a penny or $1 million. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody's money. That's why I'm so strict. When I tell you, in the beginning, I kept my word. Guys, I'm not going to have multiple wallets. This craziness going around, right? I don't know anybody's wallet. I don't sit here and say, hey, I know 59D. I don't know. Whatever that is, right? I don't know any wallets, and I just don't look at much of Etherscan. But I can tell you that if we do stop the rope pulls, it's going to make a lot, guys. We're going to have a lot more new investors come in. That's
it's just it builds the confidence. I mean, the whole fear and greed index, right? If you're building investor confidence and you're doing it daily, it's just why wouldn't you want to educate more people like you guys are doing? So, I mean. I'm so impressed with this. This is just awesome. You even coming on here and mentioning some of the things that you mentioned is just I'm learning a lot from it. I'm sure.
I just don't get it, guys. I don't get it. We're supposed to be responsible adults here, right? Holding people's money. Are you kidding me? That we're rug? I mean, no offense, the rug pull thing. It's like the rug. They say it's pulled, you know, but it's nuts. It's crazy. We're supposed to be banks here, helping people out. Now, I call myself a bank, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. And hey, you build interest, right? That's the thing, you know? And the same thing with staking, right? Cliff, another guy, I know, I get it. Some people, you know, have an issue, I guess, with him, sometimes. But he's another guy. Doja Swap got hacked, right? Cliff said he just handed over $90,000. Everybody's no, we didn't get hit with it. We're in Doja Swap, but 2 tokens hit. Immediately got their money. He's going to open up V2. Done. That's it.
Well, because he also, he's a visionary. He also recognizes what's the backlash going to be if I don't quickly, handle this just right here and right now.
Yeah,
and
it was sad that somebody.
That. Yeah.
Right. Somebody got into a weak code. It's amazing, and it was immediately fixed. But he's already launching V2. So V2 is going to be nice, guys. V3 is going to be out of this world, and I can't tell you what it is, but he's smart. He is another guy. If you actually talk to him, guys, by far, Cliff is the one that, started the AMAs, started getting your face out there,
Every night, yeah.
Yeah, he's a standard for that. Yeah, I agree.
Right. Do you really believe what his face? He knows Vern. Vern is like one of the biggest guys in this space. One of many. But you really think Cliff is gonna really scam? I mean, it's just crazy. But I understand. Some people gotta, put people down. I understand. It's just the way it works. But,
let me ask you.
Yep.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but let me just ask you this, Keith. Are you finding that newer projects that haven't launched yet or more in a concept stage are approaching you for your guidance and advice from a contract standpoint, doing things the right way? Are newer projects or developers reaching out to you for questions?
Right. So funny. I had a guy that sold CVC. He sold his token. He says, I could do this. I'm going to do this. What you're doing is very easy, is easy. And I was like, hey, okay, well, that sucks, but I hope, everything goes well with you, right? He's been emailing nonstop for the past, now it's going on 3 weeks. And he said, I have issues. I don't know how to make the contract. But I thought you said it's easy to do, though. I mean, you know what you're doing, right? He says, well, I did not know you needed money to start, though. What are you talking about? What do you mean you don't need money to start? How are you gonna have liquidity?
Right.
He thought, I thought, you could start without liquidity. Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Yeah. This is what's happening right now. He's 17 years old. He told me he was 17 years old. This is what's happening.
Yeah. Everybody.
So this is the tokens that we're investing in. Guys, when is it going to end? Now, if he was KYC, guess what, guys? He wouldn't be allowed to open up a token. You have to be a certain age. This is what we should have done in the beginning. But here's the thing. One thing. Once you get on exchanges and you get on big ones like we're going on, that's it. You can't scam anybody. You're done. That's it. You'd be really, no offense on that word, dumb to scam somebody being on big exchanges. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just letting you know that. You ever heard of something?
You have to go through, an extensive process. They have to know who you are because these exchanges, they're putting their reputation on the line too. So they don't want just any,
one
crazy token on there. So
I have 2, 3. I have 2 right now. Third one's getting done for Doja Swap. Third one was done. I'm sorry, with Doja Swap. So that's 2, and I'm going to do a third one. I'm actually getting the website. What do you call it? Done. Also, I'm going to get it looked at from Certic. Still, one of these changes was not enough. I had to go through still the process with them. I was like, I thought this was done. Nope, wasn't even enough. I had to do their KYC on top of it.
What's your secret recipe for getting on the exchanges in a timely manner? Or do you have like a legal team that handles the paperwork? Or tell me about the process. Like, how are you able to get on them?
Or are you even able to mention your secret recipe? We understand.
No, it's okay. No, for everybody.
If you want to,
Yeah, so when you have to have the right person. I have a right person that make sure, you don't want to get scammed. Guys, you will get scammed if you're not careful. Right now, it's been a couple people I talked to, $100,000 they lost. One, almost lost everything, with a token he had. Scams. You have to check the website. You have to make sure no matter what, I check 4 times. Then, once I get the contract, I send it over to the lawyer. So sometimes I get two contracts. I send him over. For the first time, he sent me one back and said, it's not good. Don't sign it. And then he circle where the part is. This is why you have to have a lawyer. It never hurts, guys. Doing it on your own, you got to be very careful. If you lose the holder's money, they're going to be pissed. As we saw, a couple people, So remember, 100 grand is a lot of money. I don't think, because some people are like 100 grand is not a lot of money. Well, yeah. Once it's $100,000 in your wallet, then you let me know. It
is a lot of money. I made 120K in crypto last year. I'll say it's a lot of money. I didn't make a million, but I can recognize over 100 grand is still significant.
So think about it. All that money you made, you just gave it to a scammer on one exchange. There you go.
No, thank you.
The thing is the barrier for entry into just anybody getting into Uniswap or PancakeSwap. You do have to have liquidity, but people can have private sales. They can have pre-sales. Pretty much, the barrier for entry into the crypto world is not a great barrier. But once you start getting into the bigger exchanges, that's when you need to have some money, some influence, some know-how how to get on there. So there is a greater barrier to the larger exchanges or even a small exchange. But the problem is there's so many people in this, in this space that are going to create blah, 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 whatever token Inu. And, without the experience, and they're just, unfortunately, there's some bad actors in there that are looking just to grab people's money. I think that, it would be nice if we could just clean up the space ourselves. And I would very much like that. But unfortunately, the government is probably going to come in and have to put the hammer down on a few folks. But it is what it is. But, it's it's unfortunate because you want it to be decentralized. And sometimes, it doesn't always work.
Yeah. That's the problem. That's where you fall.
Sorry, I was just going to say it is the problem. I mean, it's kind of like the same debate with the whole thing of privacy. We want to have the ultimate amount of privacy as just a citizen of the United States or just anywhere, right? But where does it, like the government coming involved and looking into certain things and so on for their own investigations and so on? You want a certain amount of protection. It's the saying goes, there's a difference between the level of privacy and the level of your boundaries of security, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah. Well, so the government needs crypto because that's how they're surviving right now. I mean, without crypto, the government wouldn't look really good right now. The economy, they need that money, which is great, but yeah, what they need to do is, think about it. Okay. Where are the rug pulls happening right now? We obviously know right now the rug pulls are happening. PancakeSwap and Uniswap. So what I would have done is I would have said, if I was Uniswap right now, okay, hold on. I know the SEC is coming. Maybe I should go ahead and do a KYC for everyone, right? Done. Over. We pretty much, let's say, solved 90% of the bad eggs, right? And there we go. Then we solve this problem. But they don't want to do it yet, I don't think. And I think they're going to find out real quickly when they have all these lawsuits, and people are going to have good hand. People have a good leg to stand on these lawsuits.
Yeah, that's good, Keith, that you're out in front of it. So you're being very proactive because you know that it's coming. The SEC, everybody's going to take a close look. I don't know if I have my little microscope here, but they're going to be starting to do this type of stuff with some people, and some people are not going to be too safe anymore.
Right. Yeah. How do you not manipulate the market? This is one problem that is illegal. And yes, you can get in a lot of trouble. You can go to jail. It's a federal offense, right?
Yeah.
How do you not manipulate the market, right? So CVC, when you rank the correct way, which is by volume, of course, right? When you start for anybody, right? You start having people pay for their spots of your ranking. You're supposed to be ranked number 1, and somebody takes over that spot number 1. What's that doing? You are basically saying, hey, I just let that guy pay $10,000 to get that spot right there or more, right? That guy's going to drop down number 2. Now people are like confused. What just happened here? Why is Binance not number 1? Why is Binance number 2? Right? That's what we're doing. So all of a sudden, SEC comes in and says, hey, well, I'm wondering something. You're supposed to be the holders of all these, rankings, right? Why is it we have, John Blow, just saying John Doe, there you go, ranked number 17, when John Doe should be ranked 3,000? You see what I'm saying? Well, he paid for that spot. Well, wait a minute. Should there be a sponsor? You should have a sponsor area. Once you have a sponsored link, which we do on ours, that is the right way to do it. It's a legal way. That's from my lawyer. It came from. That's why I did the sponsor area. It kept me away from getting
sponsored there. Yep. Yeah.
Sued or anything like that. Now you see legit. Now this again, these charts you say, you guys are never going to see this again. Thank God. You will not see that anymore. The new one is going to just be, oh my God, 110 times better. But that's what I'm saying. You got to be very careful of what you put on there because people are like confused. The other day, when I talk about Saitama, they ranked 3,000 when it's supposed to be ranked, I believe it was like 80. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now,
I remember them being, Saitama being as high as 60 something, like 64 or whatever. But there was
Right,
definitely
that was
some
probably
funny business
around the
going on
Vegas,
with
Vegas
CoinMarketCap.
event.
Yeah.
yeah, CoinGecko. Yeah. And that's the thing. Another thing you guys have to be very careful about what information you put online. When you put somebody's information on your website, like, not going to name any names, you have to be very careful. You're putting somebody's information, a personal information that happened like years ago.
Yeah.
That is a no-no. I'm telling you
I know
right
exactly
now.
what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
I asked my lawyer
we
about
won't
that.
talk about it, but I know the warning. You saw the warning up there. We know what it was, CoinMarketCap. And
Right.
yeah,
So
you have to, that type of stuff is just dirty
it is a
pool, or whatever you
no-no.
want to call it. It's just, it's
Right.
not.
That's someone
Yeah.
that was hard coded in there. And that was somebody that put that in there because that's not an advertising block, by the way. Just let you know that. So that is someone that I bet you got fired. There's no question that anybody is allowed to do that. And I asked my lawyer, how bad was that? So bad, I would have just slapped the guy. I mean, no, I'm just telling you, that's what my lawyer said. Just because of how bad that was, you cannot put somebody's information like that on your website, especially
It's
on
manipulating.
on that
You know
page.
what it is? It's manipulating the market. You're
Yes.
starting to create people to think a certain way about investing in something. So,
people have this
wasn't something that it wasn't something. There was a theory that somebody paid an ad for that, but that wasn't that. That was done internally.
No way. That's not an advertising spot. Matter of fact,
Right.
you can't even advertise there. Advertising spots are up top on the front page. Actually, you know what?
Right.
Never mind, guys. CMC does not do any advertising right now. Forgot about that. They do, but it's in certain areas. They don't do it anymore on the top. So yeah, you gotta be very careful, what you put on there. So I'm just letting you guys know that manipulating the market is not good. And hopefully, we see a changeover, where people aren't getting rugged or it's sad, man. Oh God, I was watching today. I was like, no way, this can't be happening again.
Yeah.
No, it is.
I'm not gonna say any names. There was a big one that happened, right? I saw that one. I don't know if it was a rug, but oh boy, man, that's just not good.
We're gonna just take a moment. Sorry, just to read chat real quick. So, for instance, you got Muhammad Rahman. He says Keith is Judge Dredd. He knows his law. Hey, if anything, maybe you could get with Cliff Fettner and Shinobi and so on. You guys create like this Jedi Shinobi CVC Council or something like that. Yeah. I mean, it is. Today is May the 4th, right? Star Wars and all. And then
it is though.
Yeah. No, I'm saying so for instance, some other ones again, not to just seclude Muhammad Rahman. He says Keith did the basics first to show investors the utility is there, and now it's being updated to better version 2. Tech says he's extremely bullish on CVC. A nice compliment from Ryan Farrell. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your last name right. Keith is by far the hardest working dev in crypto. That's a nice compliment.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
I'm pretty convinced on that, just on the gist of what we got on our show. Been here since day one with pre-sale and added more. This thing is going to blow late summer, early fall. I'm already convinced of that.
Yeah, and I want to say, one last thing. I talked to Volt a couple times, and asked him. Amazing. I remember Volt was around I believe it'll blow $1 million for 3 months. A lot of people, understand that, and then look what happened. B&B Bridge happened. The beauty about this is we're going to make sure that we benefit on both sides. So always make sure when you release something, you check, you double check. That's why we have the counter go up to I think about 80%. We're going to do nothing but testing, guys. Testing. So when we release it, it works. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that, getting something to work right. Because nobody, listen, that first experience is the one they want to go to. They want to go back and forth and say, you know what, man, your app is horrible.
I won't name I won't name the project, but we know what we're talking about here. They needed to test it more. We're talking about a wallet, and that's a big thing that I kept saying. Look, just test, and retest before you rush to market with something that might not be ready. So that's good that you guys are doing a lot of testing things.
For anybody though too. There's a lot of lot of projects, and they can reach out and say, hey man, I might need some help, or something like this. Hey, it never hurts, to say, hey, no problem. Obviously, Xcode is hard. It's not easy to work with, but any type of application, for apps are very, it's obviously different, than doing a website. But yeah, if you want to do a swap, why do you think Cliff did the desktop version first? Yeah.
I also told that other project to do the desktop
it's
version.
easier because the apps are going to be 3 times as hard. So let's get the bases out there. Then we connect everything over, from the apps to obviously, the back end to the website, right? Obviously, then you have a Firebase or whatever it's going to be, for your app. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, there's certain things you can get done, and have something, run correctly. But that's what Cliff is. Cliff is a software, engineer, so he understands this stuff better than most. Now, obviously, you heard the staking. Staking is a big thing. And guys, how many times have we had issue with staking? I can't even count on all my fingers. Staking go really bad. You can lose tokens, people's money. Like, hey, man, what happened? Come on. I just heard about the other day. People were staking on a platform. They're like, yeah, man, I lost my tokens. This other, tokens, of course. But how'd you lose your tokens? Well, they promised me 100 APY. Oh, boy, man. I mean, God.
Yeah, I'm careful about what websites I connect my wallet to. I don't really do a lot of staking just because of that reason, because, unless I really know the platform inside and out, I'm not going to connect my wallet to it, even if it's a website.
Right.
Yeah.
Another thing you got to be careful about. You connect your wallet to a website, I'm not going to name any names, but I'm going to say .com of, Uniswap, you know what I'm saying? It's fake.
Right.
It's a fake website, and people are connecting on there.
So talk about, now you might have mentioned this, and I know you talk, I don't want to say, I don't know what the word is, but you've gone through things very fast. So have you talked or thought about possibly being a platform? I mean, not only with this website and what you've got going on, competing with like CMC and CoinGecko and things like that. Have you thought about being a platform where you can vet other projects, where projects can come to you and say, hey, take a look at my contract? Would you hire people to sort of have like a place where people can go and have their project looked over?
Sure.
I know there's there's TARP out there. I have kind of mixed emotions about TARP. I haven't seen them really dig into something. They look at a couple of projects here and there.
I actually talked to a couple of people. Funny. Yeah. Actually, I have. And actually, the holders were asking about that. Somebody gave a really, really, I really like this one. He basically stated, hey, how about have an interview of the new ones that come in to find out if they're real or not? And then SafeSwap, that company possibly wants to do the audits, and they are good. You know why? One of them's a police officer. So
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, now we can find out, hey, are you legit? Or do you have some kind of record? Think about it. What I believe, I could be wrong, guys. Everybody in the chat there can explain this. But I believe when you're a banker, you have to not have a felony. Am I correct? I'm just wondering. I mean, they pretty much do a background check. Am I correct?
Yeah, like that, right? If you're in the financial world, you have to
with money,
definitely, right? Definitely divulge your finances and things like that. So
aren't we handling money, being in the space too? Pretty much, right?
Definitely.
And if you handle money and you have a
absolutely
bad background, right? Shouldn't you not? You shouldn't be, handling money.
Right.
Right. For the same reason, it's like locally here in the Phoenix area, like Harley Davidson, they're not going to hire, their security guard who is going to do the night patrol. If he has a criminal record, that just kind of defeats the purpose. Like, what are you doing? So.
Right. You're right. No, you're right. I mean, I just was wondering. I couldn't figure that one out. I was like, wait a minute. It just
that was like me years ago. I mean, like, was it from 05 to 07? I was a loan officer, and if I had a criminal record, it would be like, no, you're kidding? You're handing people's money.
Right. Have you guys tried the dark mode on that too? The dark mode is actually
not to say. Well, I'm sorry. I was cutting you off. So now there's a delay. I apologize. No. I just want to say, not that I'm not a firm believer of getting people a second chance and so on. Right. That's not the debate, but there's things that make sense and things that don't. And I imagine the whole thing of like, for instance, somebody who wants to get into law enforcement. I mean, obviously, if they have a criminal record, how's that going to work? So,
well, I think they're being like really strict now. I don't know. I could be wrong. Don't know. about that. But yeah, I believe that you can have a criminal record, and I think you have to be clean to go to law enforcement. But that's pretty.
Well, there's
funny.
also the whole concept of, it takes a cook. What does it say? It takes a crook to catch a crook. Kind of like remember that movie Catch Me If You Can, Leonardo DiCaprio. Remember that?
Yes. Catch Me If You Can. Right. Yep. That was Leonardo, right? DiCaprio?
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio.
I just want to take a moment to welcome all of our guests that have just joined us, our viewers here, whether you're subscribed to the channel or not. If you want to subscribe, that's great. If you don't want to, that's fine too. We appreciate your support in viewing this tonight here. We have a special impromptu or not really a planned guest, so to speak. We're grateful he came by, and that is Keith, who is the head developer for CoinView Cap, and we're hoping to dive into this project more. Max and I will do that offline so we can understand more. And I'm sure that we could, Keith is very approachable. It seems that we can talk to him and on the Telegram and learn more about this.
And just I don't know. I always just say that, if something doesn't sound right, just wait, ask them. I ask people in the beginning, hey, something doesn't sound right, and
if you have I think what you're trying to say, Keith, if you have a gut feeling that something doesn't seem right, usually you should probably follow your intuition with something.
Yeah,
I agree.
We're all not perfect, and but also I want to make sure that I don't remember, guys, these exchanges are guys, this is your life, and you need the exchanges. I get it. I understand people thought the exchanges, you don't need them, but you do need them. And that's how you get bigger.
Yeah, you do.
It's like Shiba Swap or Shiba. What if SHIB gets rid? They lose five exchanges, the top 5. You really think they're gonna still be at a, what is it right now? 18, 20 billion market cap? 18, actually dropped down to like 15 now. I think it is. But
that's I mean, look at something like ApeCoin. I mean, they came out with guns a-blazing, got into big exchanges like on day 1, 2, and 3. So they realized the value of it. Yeah.
I can literally do that too. But you know what? I wanted to space them out. I could do that also. If I wanted to, I could do them. Oh, I could do them all at once. And I was actually approached to do that. I could do them every day. But then I was like, man, I mean, come on, every day do an exchange. But ApeCoin must have some good money because that was not cheap.
You could tell. Yeah, they definitely have. Well, with their NFTs and stuff like that, they're definitely in a big boys club, so to speak. But I like the idea that you space it out too, because if you do all the exchanges in 2, 3, 4 weeks, what do you have left as far as exciting your holders and stuff like that? You want to kind of space it out. You want to build up the volume. I think that's the big thing you're trying to get at before you you don't want to ping pong back and forth. You don't want to get on a big exchange and then your volume might suffer a little bit. You want to do it at the right time. Timing is everything, really.
Correct. You are right. And it's I think just follow the rules, and do everything, or try to do everything if you can correct. If you think that you don't know something, just say, hey, I don't know it. There's stuff that I say I don't know. I mean, it happens. We all don't know anything. But don't say something that you say, oh, I think I know it, and then all of a sudden you get it wrong, and everybody starts saying, oh, okay, wait a minute, he just got this wrong. It happens to me all the time where I'm like, I don't know it.
So I think. So I was talking to Andrew a little bit. So I think you might have some AMAs planned, and are you going to go on Rodney's channel? Is that who it is? Or I don't know exactly.
Tomorrow we have the giveaway. So yep.
Okay.
So yeah, we're doing the buyback giveaway, or giveaway buyback. I guess we put it as and this is another thing, guys. When you do giveaways, like I was saying in the beginning, make sure you do the buyback. You don't say when you're going to do it, but do it. Before you do the tokens, or what's going to happen is you're going to start passing around tokens, and all of a sudden, guess what's going to happen? If they do, sometimes they sell. Guess what? Now you just hurt every single holder that's involved in there. If you can't afford it, just wait. It's not worth it. That's 100. What is that? 1,000 tokens. $1,000 worth of tokens is like 100 and. No, it's more than that. Is it? I think it is like 100 and something a billion. It's a lot of tokens. Remember, we don't have a big supply, so
Right.
they verified. They're going to verify all this, guys. I've already talked to them. They always see check marks for us. The circulating supply is actually correct on CMC.
Okay, good.
So, yep, 699 trillions left.
So your vision for CoinView Cap is you mainly have the website. I know you're looking to do a lot of different things with the bridges and stuff like that. Do you foresee any future products? Are you looking to do anything else in terms of development?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have a metaverse. Yep. Or working with a company on the metaverse. We should have, hopefully, if everything works right, we should have a demo soon here. And then NFTs and e-commerce.
Tell me about the NFTs. Are you looking, what sort of utility are you going to have with the NFTs? Are you going to be able to stake them, or like, what are you thinking about for that?
We have a couple ideas. I've been going over it again, talking to the other company. So what I've decided, or they have talked to me about, is where the NFT, now this is one part of the NFT where you buy the NFT, right? It's going to be a 3D, 4D image. And on the bottom, you'll be, 001. Obviously, that'd be worth the most, But then on the bottom part, well, if you go into the bottom, we're going to have possibly a casino in the metaverse. And then what would happen is they'll be like, you can win double the amount of money that one time, the one hand, or triple the amount of money and use that. But you have to buy CVC also.
That sounds really cool. I like that
to get into the metaverse. I think it's a great idea.
No, that is a great idea. I mean, was it late last year? I have a bag, for instance, of Wink, and the concept with Wink is really tied in, of course, to the casinos. But for what you guys got going on with CVC to actually implement that is just another utility. It's going to create a catalyst, obviously, in regards to CVC. So, I mean, there's tons of vision, obviously, you guys have behind your project.
Staking should be coming up soon. Now, when I was talking to Cliff about it, and I think Cliff was going over it, that Shinja and other people will be able to buy CVC also, the tokens.
Now, I'm glad you brought that up because a while back, and even Larry knows about this, I covered, for instance, not a lot of people know about this, but anyway, V Empire DAO, and their concept basically is like you could take, for instance, certain metaverse tokens and coins, like you could take sand, you could stake it on their platform, for instance. You're not going to earn sand. I mean, that would be awesome, but you're going to get the reward token of VEMP, which is roughly like 9 or 10 cents or something currently. Then you earn rewards that way. There's also Decentraland and so on. So is that going to be the concept, basically? Like you'll be able to import the, whatever particular token or coin, and then the reward token would be CVC?
That is the goal, yes. That is the goal. Of course, obviously, have all this, going through. We have the website you got to get done, and so there's a lot of things, we got to get done, of course, But that is actually kind of the idea that I was thinking about, doing.
Well, that's a great concept because, I mean, at the end of the day, some of these things, it can catch fire. Again, you're creating another incentive. People like the idea. Let's face it, it don't matter what it is. It could be XYZ project or anything.
Right.
Incentivizing people to say, you know what, cool, I'm going to get rewarded for basically, what I already hold anyway. Why wouldn't I want to do that? And if anything, I know you touched a little bit basis on this, like, I don't know, 30 minutes ago. I can't keep track of the time right now. But anyway, as far as, showing another incentive, when they take it off of whatever, wallet or whatever platform they have it, and then they stake it, they get the reward token from CVC and so on. Through CoinView Cap, since you guys got everything built so amazing as far as like just showing all the data, will there be enough data to support or show simultaneously that this was indeed taken out of circulation? What I'm stating is, can somebody go in there and say, you know what, check this out. Yesterday we had, I'm just gonna throw out a number, 1 trillion tokens, and look at this. Now that supply has dramatically came down. Will people be able to, on the fly, recognize that and view it, just like how they view Explorer, how they view any other thing on the blockchain to verify these type of things?
Right. That is a very, I will have to see about that. That's something else. Somebody else brought that up too. We're gonna have a lot of data going on here, and we're gonna have different things than a couple different things. We're gonna have, obviously, I'm sorry, different than CMC, but that's a good one. Yeah, I will definitely go over that. That's a good idea, though.
Because if you guys can, like, I'm not saying you can't pull it off. I know that maybe you feel like, man, don't ambush me with a question like that, Max, but it's not like that. It's just from a retail investor point of view. If you guys literally got that going, I'm just going to throw it out there. I know at least like 10 people where they would just say the heck with CVC, CoinGecko. This is my one-stop shop, because I know for a fact, Keith, you guys do want to pay on the whole thing of being the one-stop shop for all of this. That's why you guys created it to begin with. But Correct. If you realistically created something like that, that is, again, another catalyst, because people at the end of the day don't want to go from one tab to another tab, or if they're on the fly, at work on their phone and so on. Ah, great. I got to not look at my CMC app, and then I got to go hop on this one. No, you get a break. You get a 15-minute break to get your coffee and so on. You just got to be able to quickly snippety snip, snappity snap, look at this stuff. So cool. I'm glad that you recognize the benefit of it, because me personally, if you guys did create that, I wouldn't even bothered with some of these other ones. Like, I wouldn't jump back and forth. I should say I wouldn't jump back and forth, because at the end of the day, CoinGecko, for instance, does list new tokens that don't get listed, of course, on CMC. For instance, like myself, I found out about Shinobi literally, I think, like the second day even was listed. Same with Shiba Doge. And then I noticed like other big influencers were covering it like literally a week later, some cases 2 weeks later. I imagine they gave a chance for their Patreons to, hey, look at this and so on. But the point was, that right there is a catalyst, if anything. So
right, correct. No, you're right.
So just a point of clarification, Max, were you talking about data for staking for other tokens, or just the data for CVCs? Are you looking to find out how many tokens were staked? Because I had an idea that popped in my mind. I don't know if this is where you were going with it, because I didn't completely catch it all.
Go ahead, share that. No, that's all right.
But I wonder if Keith could have something where you could have reporting on the percentage of tokens that were staked. So if you have XYZ project, let's say Hex or whatever, if Hex has, a certain percentage of tokens staked, I wonder if that could be reported somehow.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
It's just that, because at the end of the day, you want to see the reflection of that, because how do I state this? At the end of the day, let's face it, it doesn't matter if it's CVC, Shiba Inu, heck, anything. What creates price action more than anything? Supply and demand. When those two things come into full fruition, then that's when you start seeing, like, as the saying goes, oh my gosh, this is going parabolic, this is going to move. Because for one, if I, as an investor, are able to see, oh my goodness, this went from, I don't know, let's say 4 quadrillion down to a quadrillion, right? That says to me it's becoming more scarce. Hence Bitcoin, where it first started out. Hence some of these other projects. Here's one big one that's more modern. Leash. It's already scarce to begin with. Me and Larry have been mentioning this for, gosh, I don't know, since day one of us coming together doing this show. And that is the cool thing about Leash is it already is scarce. You already have a low supply. Can you imagine if more people got on board and did staking, and there was something out there, let's say with CVC, and said, you know what, check this out. We have a report on the fly that shows so many people took this out of circulation. Granted, it's already scarce. And here's data to show that it's not in circulation anymore. This is the total supply. What do you think that's going to do for Leash? Not to mention with the utility behind it to begin with, because of everything that's going on with the shippers, right, with their metaverse platform. You create more catalysts for Leash. I'm just throwing that as an example. More catalysts for Leash, but you are even pounding it home more for the utility behind Leash's for the ecosystem of Shiba Inu and so on. I got off subject a little bit in regards to that, but it's a good example. No. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Right. I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Keith, and I know we need to be respectful of your time. If if you need to get going and do cool dev stuff, whatever the cool devs do. But I will ask one quick question. The question that I have for you is, do you have some sort of idea, or is it possible, or is it just something on your radar in your mind? Could you combine Dex tools, crypto bubbles, and your website together, like so you could have a feature where you could do the charts and stuff like that, like Dex tools, but also like a nice simple thing for simple guys like me to see the crypto bubbles? Do you have something like we could
Yeah, we can
combine
do
those
that.
three things
I
together?
mean, yeah, I can go over that. Yeah, I can go over that. Also, and see about that. That's an idea. I need to write that down.
Well, a lot of people, I don't know if anyone said anything about the crypto bubbles, but a lot of people complain about Dex tools not working so great. And I'm just
Oh
wondering if you
God.
could have some sort of feature like that. That would be cool, because then I'd only need to go to one thing. I don't need to go to CoinMarketCap. I don't need to go to Dex tools, and I don't need to go to crypto bubbles. I could just go to CoinViewCap, and I have everything right there.
Right.
So,
Right. Exactly.
something for the future.
Yeah. No, you make a good point. Yeah. That's great. Yeah.
Right.
Dex tools is just, oh God, you're right. No, you're right. It's just, I don't understand that, they're pretty big. So when somebody buys, it shows a red candle. When somebody sells, it shows a green candle. I'm so confused.
Right.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, what's going? So I talked to them about it, and they're like, yeah, well, we feel like we don't have any errors. And I was like, well, wait a minute, hold on, other people are having the same problem too. Changing, everybody else is having the same problem.
Yeah.
One day, somebody's up 2,000%. The next second, they're down 22%. How does that happen? I mean,
just the data getting jumbled or whatever. So, but yeah, I appreciate your time and coming on here, just spur of the moment kind of thing. I talked to Andrew a little bit, and he spoke highly of you, and everybody in the chat's been really praising this project. And I have, I'm not saying that I wasn't aware of it, but I'll definitely be taking a much closer look, and Max will as well. And we'll learn more and more that we can with the Telegram group and things of that nature, and possibly talking to you at some point.
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So, yeah.
Absolutely, man. That's what it's about. And yeah, nobody has to worry about rug pull over here. That's not happening.
We're glad to hear
I don't see that.
Yeah,
I guarantee you that garbage. Oh, I say garbage. Will not happen. Just because
it's all right. Call it garbage. It is garbage.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
Pull, you yourself
so
are
sad,
garbage.
man.
Yeah,
it's like
trash if you're
going
doing
to yeah, you're right. Yes, sir. It's like going to a bank and you can't release your money. I mean, sorry, it took your money. And now people are finding little ways of how to do this. Like, gosh, and I'm not saying I'm perfect in any way, but man, I checked so much, guys. I covered my butt before I launched this thing. So much went into it, and people don't realize the back of what of doing this token. It's a lot of work. That's why every day I always say, hey, how the holders doing? Sometimes people aren't happy. Sometimes people are. It's like the Civic thing. We had a problem with that Civic company. That said our logo was.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Civic. Well.
Yeah, so I was being funny to them. Yeah, so they weren't a lawyer or anything. And they said, yeah, our logo looks like a key lock. Okay, so I said, ma'am, why don't you turn your head to the side? Does it look like a key
I don't
lock
think
now?
that was a too big of an issue. That's more like just a little speed bump for you guys, and you rolled right over it. With
Oh
the
no!
team.
No! This lady went she went through the whole thing.
Oh, she did. Okay.
What? Oh yeah.
She was preventing you from going on to an exchange because of it, right? Something like that.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, she got shot down really quickly, but it all got better. Before you guys go, but yeah, went to, and we found out from the lawyer that they dealt with. Said, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm so sorry. They shouldn't be doing that. Oh, really? Oh, no. Let's show you what they did. So, yeah, you can't just say you're a lawyer and you're not a lawyer. That's just, oh my God. I don't know what world we're living in right now. But yeah, it was resolved, and I did the trademark and I did the copyright. And guess what, guys? I still trademarked CVC too. Now, how can you trademark CVC when CVC is already trademarked? Because it's an acronym.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, I like that. I like hearing that. Yeah.
CoinViewCap means CVC. And the lawyer says, I know. Okay. Civic means CVC. You're right. I know. How does Civic mean CVC? How exactly do you get CVC with Civic? He says, I wasn't the one that thought of that. He was funny, guys. The lawyer that I talked to, but yeah.
No,
he
we love
talked
the
to him and-
comebacks that you got on this, and the passion that you bring to this is really good
Guys,
as well.
I
mean,
saw. You
yeah.
know what I saw that, guys? I saw that in 6 hours. That was, oh my god! If people would have flipped out, people would have been done, and I solved it in 6 hours. I got it resolved. So
There's one more product you could do, Keith. You could figure out a way to bottle your energy and sell that instead of Red Bull. You could have like
That's
Keith
true.
Bull or something.
Yeah, that
Because
is
you got a
true.
lot of energy and
Unfortunately,
passion. I appreciate that. So
no,
good. Not everybody
absolutely.
has
You
that.
have to have passion in this, and hopefully we, everybody changes the space around, and we, stop these, rug pulls from happening. I mean, people getting hurt. That's the problem, guys.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's hard-earned money, so it's
Yeah.
important that we try to clean up the space, and it's it's not going to happen overnight, but you're headed in the right direction to help out. So we
I
appreciate
mean, why
that.
not? You got to start
We
somewhere,
do.
right? You start somewhere, and you
You
start
do.
getting people, added on to it, and and then people start like, oh, wait a minute, let me go look at this, look at maybe the contract or something like that, and start realizing it, and by the way, the B&B before you go, the B&B bridge, the same contract it's going to be, so that means there's no way that you could screw this up. You go to the website and the same contract address, so.
That's cool. That's good to hear that.
good.
Yes, sir. Yep. Exactly.
Just real quick. Earlier, we mentioned the whole thing about the fear and greed index. Again, I was saying, I don't want to be.
Hey, we have one on there too, right?
That's what I'm saying. I was literally just about to point out. You got at the very top. So just another thing in which the average person, they're on their coffee break or whatever. They don't have to go to a different site. It's right there at the top.
Yeah, it's actually detailed and everything. We're gonna work on it though, change it up. Well, obviously it's already worked on. You just don't know it yet, but yeah, I'm really excited. We're going to decide on how we're going to release it. I'm debating about maybe doing a party. Now, of course, okay, everybody's freaking out. What kind of party are you going to do here, and it'll be done the right way. We'll probably bring, I'm debating on bringing Shinja and bring a professional camera crew. And by the way, any facility I go to, let's say it is in Florida, whatever it is, make sure they, obviously allow cameras. Some of them don't.
I know where you're.
Anybody, guys.
With another a party that didn't go so well because they didn't have their own
right. Well,
dedicated
anybody
cameras,
though. It happens to others though too. It wasn't just them, and because remember that first impression, boy, it is a big one. They're gonna, I'm just saying, is this, like who are you, and this and this and this, and they have people, all the place, and we probably will not do open bar if we do something like this because we all know what can happen there. And then once the after party hits,
right,
they're on their own. I will have nothing to do with that, Well,
you want to have fun and you want to keep the level of professionalism too, because you got eyeballs on you and somebody might be sitting at home saying, man, I think I might put like $10,000 into this. But if they see something that's weird on TV, they don't want to,
people
or YouTube, they get turned off.
They're going to sit on their button saying, sell, no, bye.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, just because it happened. And it's not their fault. Look, it's not their, it's just because the people didn't allow cameras. For those, it was, oh man, I mean, did they know? I don't know. Sometimes they don't tell you until I know one place they don't tell you till you go there. Oh, hey, you can't use your, any type of professional cameras. Like, why? So.
Nah, I hear you on that one. We're just gonna take a brief moment. For instance, Common Sense just previously said on the previous thing across the screen that he could watch the show for hours. Guys, we just appreciate you guys coming on here. There was a comment that was made at the beginning of the show. I guess I'll just throw it out there from, Larry mentioned about from Phantom, not bashing their products or anything like that, but basically stating that our show is a low impact show. Man, karma is something else. All I got to say is, we are making an impact. Obviously, we have the CVC Army on here. You guys are loud and proud. You guys are backing your head general, if you will, which is Keith. He's pounding that home, the message or what the utility is behind CVC, and so on. This is a passionate show right now, and we love seeing that. Yeah.
To follow up with what you're saying about the low impact, which I have to laugh because I know certain people personally that are subscribers, and I talk to them offline. We have a very mature investment audience. So we have real people, there's 6,000 subscribers. Doesn't seem like a lot, but we have an engaged investment community. So we might not have the most views and things like that, but people watch the show and they speak with their dollars. So, You know, if it, you know, it's not a knock on larger YouTubers, it's kind of a knock.
It's not. No, not at all.
On somebody that said something in the
And
Telegram.
at the end of the day, I always say this myself, Larry. You know, you guys heard the expression, Rome wasn't built in a day. You know, we had to get our start. I started my YouTube channel back in December. I actually had a couple of people DMing me saying, you know, I should just merge my channel with Larry. I don't know. Maybe that's something I'll have to talk about with Larry. I don't even know if I can do that with YouTube. We have to check into that. But as far as our show, that is, you know, I'm a co-host of the show. It is Crypto Talk Now with Max and Larry. And again, for those who are just tuning in, it is Monday through Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. And then on weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 4 Eastern, 1 Pacific. We don't do the whole Friday thing because before the analytics show, it's just we're not really, you know, I guess you could say we're making a low impact on that day. But that may change as the channel or the show progresses and so on. We may go back to Friday. We'll have to figure out what time to do that. But nonetheless, our goal originally was to do every single day. So there you go.
Yeah, I'll just respond to this comment. I won't hold up Keith, but just because we have an open platform. Hi, Larry. I think nobody restrict you from Phantom Telegram. You must know when you're first join the group, you see in the Telegram, blah, 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 blah. You're restricted. That means you must verify. Yeah, I'm aware of Rose, the bot, and all the whatever the bots are to let you verify. I've already gone through the verification process. So it's not a technical issue. It's a predetermined action that by a human. So, but yeah, I appreciate you, Yanni. So we don't censor stuff here. We play everything. We have people talk here, say whatever that's on their mind. But you know, I really don't want to overshadow what we've got here with Keith. I really appreciate the energy and the enthusiasm from not only you but your community. Thank you for coming on our platform. We'll figure out something as far as something in the future. You're always welcome to come back on. And if you want to do a dedicated AMA or some other videos, we can discuss that offline as well.
Absolutely. No problem at all. Absolutely no problem at all.
Another thing I love is we'll hit you with some good questions if you're cool with that, you know, AMA. And at the same time, I know darn well that we'll get some really great responses from you just because of the gist of what we got from this today's show with what you mentioned on just the education on how to a dev should go about his or her new project. That was very valuable information. By the way.
Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys. Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you.
No problem at all.
All right, Keith. Well, you go enjoy your night and don't
no
go
problem
to
at all. Yeah.
I know you don't sleep, so I won't say have a nice restful night. But
yeah, no problem at all. I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
All right, we're gonna say goodbye to everybody out there. We're gonna sign off. We've been going for a couple hours, and everybody be safe out there. Thank you for joining us, and we will see you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Thanks for showing out, guys. Thanks
again.
We'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Bye-bye.